I'd like to call the meeting to order. Almighty God, you have blessed us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us to use them wisely in service of our town government. We ask thee, in thy holy name, amen. So the flag, I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome the public. I'm glad you came, nobody else did. Well, addition, I did mention it off camera a few minutes ago that JCO had requested an increase in our support for the local office, food shelf here. 3 or 4 months ago, we decided we didn't want to do that during the course of the year. We wanted to do it at budget time for the following year, for many reasons, okay? And I called last week and spoke, and they asked if they could come, and certainly we enjoy having you here and give us your take on it, so to speak. So either one of you or both of you, do you want their names, Julie, for, you got them? No.
I got Julie's. What?
Roxy and Downs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So my name is Julie Bouchard. I've worked for the JCO for 8 years. Every month I send my monthly reports here to the town office.
Very faithfully.
And unfortunately, I've heard some misconceptions of what really goes on there, that you're not aware of what happens there. So I take care of the village of Ross's Point, the village of Champlain, and the town of Champlain. And that's it. If anybody comes from Moores, Ellingberg, they're instructed to go to another outreach. I can let you know what I do there. I took some notes. So there's 11 outreaches in Clinton County. One of the main things I do is the food pantry, which supplies a 3-day supply of food to 25 or more families a month. We also are involved in Feed America. Price Chopper collects all their day-old breads, their produce, meats, and I have a volunteer that picks them up once a week, brings them to the outreach, and they're for the public to take. I do information and referrals, application assistance for people that need SNAP benefits, which is Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, needs HUD, which is Housing and Urban Development, Weatherization and Power. Right now, October 1st, I started the Christmas Magic Program, which supplies toys to all the local children. Cindy Bombardier is in charge of it. I do all the income guidelines, take all the applications, I give her all the children's list. She passes them out within Champlain, Ross's Point, and people provide all the gifts for the children. I do anywhere from 200 to 300 children a year. And November 12th, HEAP starts, which is Home Energy Assistant Program for those that are eligible. I do the Thanksgiving baskets for 40 or more families. Mission vouchers, people can come in, get a mission voucher, and they're able to go up to the Mission Center in Champlain at no charge. Emergency furnace repair and replacement. If somebody's furnace isn't working, they come in, fill out an application, the JCO sends somebody out. If it gets red tagged, they'll replace the whole furnace. If it just needs repair, they'll repair it. Project Share assists local vets with heating assistance. If you're a local vet, you just have to bring a DD-214 into me, and when the program opens, you get $350 in fuel or kerosene. Housing assistance, if somebody needs assistance with their rent or security deposit, I'm able to help them out in that area. School supplies. This year I had 46 children that went to school with new book bags and school supplies and a bag of personal hygiene products. We have grants for kids to go to summer camp, such as the Y Kids Camp, Camp Jericho, basketball, soccer camps. My other big project that takes up a lot of my time is medical transportation. If you're on Medicaid or a senior, I can transport you to medical appointments, dental appointments. You call me, I find a driver, I then get an invoice, that invoice is given to the driver, and they'll pick you up and bring you to your doctor's appointments. And every service that I provide has to fall in an income guideline. So it's just not anybody can receive these services. You have to be basically low income. And I'm finding that it's the working poor that I'm dealing with more than low income. And that's all I got.
Well, we certainly know you have a worthwhile endeavor, trying to help people, you know. I guess our concern was that if we increase our contribution, what does it help in Champlain do? Does it increase your hours? Does it, what does it do?
My hours will be an extra hour a day. I am only open 8:30 to noon, so it makes it hard for the people that are working to come to the outreach center. I can open in the evening, say one night a week, for those that do work to receive services. I do take a lot of my work home because my time is so limited at the outreach. So I am doing a lot of work at home.
Okay. Any board members, any questions or concerns or?
I stopped over to their office recently and just asked a bunch of routine questions, and I was given, I wish I brought it with me tonight, a blue sheet that spelled out all the criteria in different categories as to what people, what income bracket they had to be in
Right.
to qualify. And it was rather extensive. That I can't recall the exact categories, but it was for certain types of assistance.
Right, food pantry, there's WIC, Medicaid, food stamps, Christmas Magic. You may hear about the Christmas Bureau. It's the same thing as Christmas Magic, just we're totally different up here. We're subsidized by all the local people in the community.
I personally have been involved in that. My wife is active with Cindy Bombardier, and lots of phone calls are made, and lots of people in the community get a list, and it's almost always filled with what the kid actually requests for Christmas. So, familiar with that.
And even the food pantry itself is pretty much subsidized by local donations. The board or just different people in general, they stop by and here's a bag of groceries for your pantry.
There's a lot of caring people out there.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
And there is a lot of people in our community that are in dire need, and you don't realize it.
Well, nobody should go hungry, for instance, I will say that.
Right.
No matter what the circumstances are.
Right.
Okay. Some are self-inflicted, some aren't, okay, but nobody should go hungry.
Without maybe doing too many details, can you give me a quick rundown of where your funding comes from? Is it all locally subsidized, or are you receiving funding from?
I personally don't receive any funding from the Plattsburgh office.
Okay,
Everything is basically, we're self-sufficient here in Champlain.
okay,
But our money that we contribute is always sent to the Plattsburgh office, I believe.
Right, because that's who pays me,
okay,
is the Plattsburgh office.
okay,
But say for the food pantry, the book bags, Christmas Magic, Thanksgiving baskets, it's all subsidized by the community.
So if we increase our contribution, will that give you an extra hour a day or something? What will it do?
Yeah, it'll give me an extra hour a day.
5 extra hours per week.
Right.
But the contribution would still go to the Plattsburgh office, correct? Or no?
I believe ours is sent to Plattsburgh, our contribution.
It'll get sent to Plattsburgh, but then they pay me.
Okay.
I guess that's the question. We just want some assurance that you'll be properly,
Right,
you know,
Compensated.
paid for what you're doing.
right,
So you can confirm that every dollar that is spent by this municipality for the program comes back here?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. It absolutely does. And take for instance, right now I'm juggling Christmas magic appointments, medical transportation appointments, people coming in for food pantry, and heat will be starting. So I have to do all that in a 3.5 hour time slot. So my office gets very, very crazy this time of year. And then Thanksgiving baskets on top of it. So it gets pretty crazy. And I'm pretty sure Sally had sent you some of the numbers. The numbers that we have here for a part-time are higher than some of the full-time pantries, outreaches. We have such a high turnover in Champlain. And it probably would be higher because we have no mode of transportation. Maybe the people in Ross's Point could get to the Champlain pantry if we had taxi service or bus service or,
Like some of the people that come actually walk to their
Yeah.
facility.
You know, we do hear about people that come here, then they go to Moore's also, and.
yeah.
You know all the stories, I'm sure.
And there's not much I can do about the Morse
I-
thing, because it's not affiliated with the JCO. And I hear the same thing. I mean, they just recently had their food drive. Does any of that food go to the JCO? No.
We, the town, doesn't sponsor food that we can, you know, contribute to, but those that sponsor it and put it on, I guess they're the ones that decide. I don't know if any of that goes to Ross's Point. Dad, a small food shelf in Ross's Point
Right, after church.
at the church?
And I'm not even sure if that runs anymore because Sharon Ramsey was running it. And her health isn't good.
I believe they're still running
There
it, but it's
is.
limited hours.
Limited
Very
hours.
limited hours.
And I know Pat Carey had it for a while, but now it's somebody else.
Yeah.
I see it in the church bulletin, but it is very limited.
I guess we can only hope that if we contribute more, that we get more.
Yes, you'll get me for more hours of the week.
Okay, and that would be our intent,
Right.
our wish, that, okay. Because I don't know if you know the history, when I was a councilman, this is my 14th year as a supervisor. When I was a councilman, there was a big push to do away with these JCO altogether. And we brought it back half-time.
Right.
And we've been contributing a little bit more. So it's, with this contribution, if we give you what you're seeking, to bring it back to almost what we were paying 14, 15 years ago for a full-time person. But I understand a dollar doesn't buy as much as it did 15 years
Right.
ago. Okay, I understand all that. I don't know, do you have any questions for us?
No, I just wanted to clarify anything that anybody else was questioning or hearing or wondering what I'm doing there.
You know, I've always meant to stop in, never have. Sometimes I stop to the village office and I don't step in your,
Right.
you know, but for no particular reason. I just don't, you know. I guess I'm thankful I never had to use a food shelf. Okay, and I think we all should be, those of us that don't need it. Okay,
And I am very blessed. We have seniors that come in and, you know, are ashamed to use the food pantry, but that's what we're here for. They've worked their whole lives and they just came on hard times.
just thankful I haven't been there yet. I'll never
Right.
get there, you know.
Is the township the only funding that you receive, or do you receive funding from the other municipalities?
No, just the township.
Just the township?
I think the village donates the room, okay.
Right, and I do use their copier, because their copier is a lot faster than mine. And their internet usage.
Well, that's a substantial increase,
Right,
you know, in the contribution.
right.
I guess 20, 30 years ago, before I got here, the food shop was here, in the town offices. Before my time.
And that must have made it difficult, especially all the people that I have that walk to my office.
Well, I guess it didn't work that well here, we didn't have a separate room, at least you got a separate room.
Right,
Okay,
right. And then at one time, it used to be upstairs in the village office.
yeah, that's not good for the handicap.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? If not, this is our second budget workshop tonight after our board meeting. I think we're gonna hopefully kind of finalize it. I'll have some kind of answer for you in a day or two, or if you don't hear from me, don't worry about it, because we may have to have another budget
Okay.
workshop. Our budget has to be in place by the November board meeting for next year. We gotta submit all that ahead of time. It's not an easy project, easy, okay? I can only say, well, thank you for coming, clarifying.
Well, thank you for
clarifying.
having us.
Yes, thank
Pardon?
you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, you know, you don't have to have a reason to stop
Yeah, I
in, you
know.
can stop in anytime you want, you know? I tell people that every day, you know? I guess you can't put a value on what you do,
Right, absolutely.
okay? It's
Nick?
immediate service.
If I make one person's day, then I've done my job.
I'm sure you meet all kinds,
That I do,
as we do here.
that I do.
90-some% of the people are good to work with. I won't tell you about the others.
There you go. You just take it with a grain of salt and move
Pardon?
on.
Some of the other ones being the board members?
I've had a great opportunity to serve the town of Champlain, this is my 14th year. That itself has been an honor, you know? Yeah, we've seen the good days and we've seen the bad. It's all been good though. You know? Well, I thank you for coming, you can certainly stay, it's up to you. We're just going through the monthly bills and stuff, and then, we do have a public hearing at 7:15. It is 7:15, there's my watch, okay. Every year, there's what they call a tax cap, I don't know if you're aware of that. Each school district in town, city, villages have to abide by a 2% tax cap. The state imposes that on us. The only way we can exceed the tax cap is to have a majority vote of the board to exceed it. Okay. And we are gonna make a motion to exceed the tax cap if we do. We gotta publish it 30 days ahead of our next meeting. Hopefully, we're not gonna need it. We're hoping to come in under 2%, it's not easy, okay? So, I would like a motion to come out of the regular board meeting and go into a public hearing. I got 7:15 according to my watch, that couple minutes, so if somebody would move to go into a public hearing,
I'll make the motion, we go to a public hearing.
okay?
I'll second.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Okay, as you all know, we need a majority vote to pass the tax cap. If we don't, we gotta abide by it. That would mean many, many cuts. It's extremely hard to keep anything within 2% with the price of things going up all the time. Any comments? As I say, we're working on a budget. Sarah did a good job today calling how to formulate tax cap. And it's very possible we might come underneath it and not need it, but we need to approve it in case we need it, okay? Simple as that. Is there any questions?
Since this rule has been in effect in New York State,
Oh, it's been in effect for several years now.
do you know roughly how many times the township has had to go over the 2%?
We have been going over it the past 2 or 3 years.
Okay,
Not greatly, but some.
okay.
Now, school districts run a little different. They have to have 60% of the voters in the district, those who choose to vote on school board elections. to exceed the tax cap. Their budget is formulated in the spring of the year, starting the 1st of July, okay? But in towns and villages, you gotta have a majority of the boards, not the electorate. Okay? So if there's no other questions, if there is, please speak up. But I would like a motion to approve, the tax, to exceed the tax cap if need be.
I'll make a motion that we be allowed to exceed the 2% tax cap if needed.
Okay? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? I'd like a roll call vote on this one. Brian?
Aye.
Clark?
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
Aye for myself, I thank you. Now I need a motion to go back out of a public hearing and back into the public session.
I'll make a motion to go out of the public hearing and back into the regular meeting.
Thank you,
I'll second that.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? If not, it's carried. I need approval of the September 10th board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Yeah, have a good evening.
You too.
A motion for the September 10th board minutes.
I move that we approve the September 10th board minutes.
And do I have a second for that?
I'll second that motion.
Okay? Any questions or concerns? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. You have your town clerk's monthly report to approve, if that's the desire of the board.
I'll make a motion, we approve the town clerk's report.
Thank you,
I'll second.
thank you. Any questions? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Well, the JCO report, we just had the report, but you do have a copy of it in your agenda, their monthly report. She does a nice job of giving us a monthly report, it's always on time. We don't need to vote on that, that's just for information only, okay? Okay. Northeastern, excellent, wait,
Control storage.
yeah, that's the old fitness center on Route 11.
What
If
specifically is he asking for? No AD chart at all?
No. I believe I went back to Julie, and I asked her, she went to we have 3 other storage units
Right,
in the town of Champlain I know of, and
right,
they're all 1 ADU. This one is 2 ADUs.
right,
I believe he has a legitimate argument,
okay.
okay?
Yep.
So he may have been looking for nothing, but there's no, a vacant lot pays something,
Right,
okay?
right, right.
So it'd be my suggestion, if we could, to reduce his ADU from 2 to 1 in the name of fairness.
Okay, I agree that 100% with that, but I feel that we, as a board, need to come up with a procedure for establishing and adjusting EDUs that is, it puts us on a mode where we are consistent, so that if somebody comes back and says, how come this guy got it and I didn't? We have to protect our own process, you know?
I understand.
So and how we do that, I don't know.
We need to be more consistent.
Yeah.
And it's not easy because every situation is somewhat different.
Right, but
Okay.
is that something that we might find ourselves doing on a month-to-month basis? If somebody changes the nature of their
We
business?
did 1 or 2 of these before,
Yeah.
with reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe
mean,
we gotta take them as they come, one at a time. I hope, I can only think of one more that might be coming our way. It's where they're gonna merge 2 pieces of property together.
okay,
It has not. I believe he may have a legitimate
all right. Then,
concern.
okay, can I illustrate my concern? If somebody has that situation or another scenario, I think that rule number one, they're gonna have to put their request in writing.
Well, this one did.
Okay, good. So then where does it go to from there? Does it go to the next board meeting? Or does it go to, I'll make this up, a water board? Does it go to a water board plus the superintendent of Mike Tatro's position, code enforcement officer? I think there needs to be I'll call it a review committee that looks at it and understands how EDUs are assigned, and then makes a recommendation.
More than likely, any request or complaint would come to my office first, I would think. If it does, then I'd have to involve other people. I'm not changing these rates without board approval.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen, okay? So, it's up to the board, but
Well, this one is kind of cut and dry because we have three other storage
I agree with that.
facilities.
I think we should make
And-
that
and
change.
They went from a fitness business which
Right.
had bathrooms and showers to not using any water, just the
I mean-
account.
hypothetically, if a business expanded and they doubled their size of their store or business and they had twice as many employees, we may have to take a look at that again,
Right,
okay?
right. And the key to doing that, changing a business probably is a building permit. So that's,
Well,
I,
Some people increase
Well,
without even
right.
seeking a building
All right.
permit.
the code enforcement officer probably, or should be brought into the change.
Any requests that come to me will be given to Mike to review, to
Okay.
give me, he would know more information than I would know, knowledge of the situation more than likely. Then I would bring it to the full board and discuss it. If we felt there was reason. You know, I don't disagree with you, Clark.
Right.
We need some code to go by, or,
We do.
okay?
Right.
And I just,
I don't know how to get, yeah.
you know, it's like the engineers that told me early on, a restaurant with 20 seats doesn't pay as much EDUs as a restaurant with 60 seats. Okay, because chances are that a larger one's gonna get more use out of the water pipe infrastructure. Okay? Well, we gotta, I mean, I can think of a couple of cases right now. Next year, there's a big stores going up. How are we gonna assign EDUs? Good question, right? But we need to know the number of square feet, the number of employees, okay? You know, a fitness center is different than a store. A fitness center, people may take showers after they go to the gym or whatever. The store, they buy something and leave, you know? Most stores today have restrooms in them. Yeah. Well, anyways, it's the will of the board.
I'll make a motion that we reduce the EDU assessment for northeast controlled storage to 1.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay. Okay. Julie, would you got a copy of that, Julie? That,
Yeah.
okay. Get a letter off to him? Which the one? We had another one today after you left, Julie. Somebody came in, has got a water bill in 3/4. Since last March, April, May or something. Sarah will tell you about that in the morning, okay?
Okay.
So, they were nice about it. We paid, Sarah found the bill somehow and paid it. Okay, we got a request, is that, yeah, from Emergency Services with Kelly Donahue to use this building as a shelter for emergencies. I thought we had done that time in the past, but they want us to renew it. I have no problem with that. The only thing is, we can't shelter people for long periods of time, but certainly for hours we can, not days or weeks. An absolute emergency, there's other shelters in the township. Okay,
I think this is mostly though for, People with oxygen,
Oh,
if they
okay,
have oxygen tanks and they
Yes.
have a power outage,
yes.
they can come here and charge, that's what this is about.
They wouldn't even have to have an agreement for us to let them do that, but, okay. And certainly when they had a flood downtown, people needed shelter. And it's gonna happen again someday.
I got what pharmacy's being fixed up for,
Right?
yep. Shelter people, so I get the basement cleaned up.
Okay. Okay, what's the will of the board on this one? To allow it?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Still
Any
need-
discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I for myself, thank you. You need to get them a number two, I guess, really. Giving me a lot of work. What the hell is this one about? Oh. Very interesting. If you, seen an article in the paper the past couple of weeks, the auditors, state auditors did an audit of a township in the county and kind of told them that they weren't, using the funds to the best of their ability as far as banking and getting interest on their accounts. We were getting 0.05, 1/20th of 1% on our balances in our checkbook. Sarah called, they agreed to raise it to 0.15, 15 hundredths, okay, which is $150 and a $100,000 note for a year. I'm on the BOSI's board, I know that we get much more than that. This is what this is all about. I called the treasurer down there, had a long talk with Christine down there and Sarah. There's a way we can get 1.8 something, close to 2%. It's funds that we can, need a board resolution to do it. It's a day-to-day thing, you can put it in today, take it out tomorrow. You only get paid interest, of course, while it's there, okay. So it's not like you're tying up your money with a CD like for 6 months or a year or something, okay? So it is my recommendation and Sarah's that we do this, okay? Sarah, excuse me, it's Christine, the treasurer down at Bosey's, had this lady email Sarah, printed it off.
Is this
So
nice?
I'm hoping to gain a few $1,000s a year interest on our money. There's times early on in the year that we have extra funds that we could set aside for 6 months, maybe some for a year. My only concern was an emergency, can we get it? And the answer was yes, next day is in our bank account.
Is this an example of, or is this the actual,
This is an actual, the rate, you get the rates
they have
there.
at the Village of Potsdam in
Because they're participating in it.
here. All right.
They were one of the
Any
founders
municipality or
of it.
school districts can, and their interest rate was, I don't know if it's in here or not, it was 1.8 something. As you know, I mean, it's 0.05, I mean, that's, you get pennies on your big money, okay? I'm on the 34th page here, where the eels are, at the top of the page, okay? They're up to 1.87, I guess it is, 1.845. They go right down to the thousands, okay? I think it's a great thing. When I first got here 14 years ago, we had 6-month CDs quite often, sometimes they were 100,000 or more. Sarah was just started talking about the interest rates in the banks that we
yes.
collect. I explained to them that Christine had given our name to this lady and
Yes.
faxed it on to us.
Yeah.
What we're getting now is unacceptable. I think if we ever had an audit, they'd probably tell us the same thing they told the other township,
Saranac, yes.
okay? There is better ways of getting more money. And the way I see it, I think we could make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year more. This 0.05 is pennies, you know?
And you're allowed to do whatever you want with the interest that you've earned.
Well, certainly, it's yours.
Okay.
And you can get your money the next day.
Yes. It's all internet-based, so just like if like what I do with our bank, it'd be the same thing there. I would have an account, I could sign in, I could instantly take it, say if we needed, say we put 200,000 in, but we needed 50 right off, I could go in, pull it back into our checking account, and it'd be in there within seconds.
So this is an arrangement made with a different bank? Or is it state agency or?
New York class, yes. It's a, I believe it says on the front what it's, sorry. I believe it says on the front, it's a group of people that kind of got together and said, okay, what the banks are giving us is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of looked into it and they came up with, it does vary. Like right now, it's about 1.88, I believe. Other times it's over 2. But in there, it'll show you that, but it's better than our 0.15 that we're getting right now.
That's almost an insult. And she did call the bank, they offered us 0.15.
Right, on our savings, they had us at 0.05.
That's
And they
1/20
changed it to
of
a
a percent.
0.15. So they gave us 0.1%.
If it tied up our money and we had to wait to get it or something, it'd be a different story.
Sure.
But it's readily available. And I believe the treasurer at Bosse's is a CPA, top notch. You know? She was kind of surprised that we were entering into something already. When I read the article in the paper, I'm a little concerned, you know, that what they're saying is you could do better by investing your money to make more money for your residents, your taxpayers. Anyways, it's the will of the board, but I certainly would hope that we approve this. It would be the mighty.
Yeah, it would help alleviate the problem that the auditor found in the other
Yeah.
municipality in that
You know, they're not gonna,
they're not making any money from their investments.
right,
And even though, you know, you're not getting in trouble for it, they don't recommend.
15 years ago, you get 4 or 5% on your money.
Yeah, but that was then. So,
This NY class, that's affiliated with TD Bank?
No,
No, No.
It says TD Bank right up on top of this.
No, that's just the memo.
yeah,
Post-it note,
Yeah.
or TD North post-it note, or TD Bank post-it
Okay.
note.
All right. That's it. Okay. I'll
We'll cross that
off.
out.
okay, it's will of the board. We need it in the form of a resolution, am I correct?
Yeah, that's
yes,
what
it needs
looks
to
like,
be
yeah.
in a form of a resolution, yes, sir.
I say move forward with it, it's only gonna bring us in revenue and keep the Attorney General and auditor happy.
There's no financial risk for the town doing
No,
this.
it says it right in here, there's no, it's gotta be in, it's gotta be in, secure, like, savings bonds or treasury indexes. It can't, it's gotta be in something that is guaranteed.
We can't put money in a credit union, for instance. If we
Yeah.
pay twice the money, we can't. The state says we can't do it. Okay, they're
It
not
says it in
insured,
here.
federally insured, I should say.
It's collateralized at 102% with U.S. Treasury securities and agency securities backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, Treasury bills and notes. So you can't, they just can't put it anywhere, it's gotta go in something that's backed by the U.S. government. So,
Do you, does it have to, is there anything specific in the wording that you need? So resolved that we take out?
I would just put it in, the motion should be, I make a motion, a resolution passed that we agree to participate, be the word.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution that the town of Champlain start using the New York Cooperative Liquid Asset Security System
For short-term loans.
for short-term loans.
Short, yeah.
Yeah, for short-term,
Not a loan, it's
for
investment.
short-term investments of municipal funds. Does that sound good?
Yeah, and Sarah knows pretty much, I think in late January, when the taxes come in, we'll have some extra money on hand. Okay,
Get that back stuff.
okay, you got that, Julie? Okay, thank you. Did I have a second on that, or?
I'll second that.
Yes, thank you. Any questions? Roll call vote. Brian?
Aye.
Clark?
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
And I for myself, thank you. That'll work? Okay. Um, At our last board meeting, our youth director is resigning at the end of the year, and we did appoint another one at our last meeting. And since then, that person has declined to take the position. And we have a recommendation. Probably should take it in two steps. I need a motion to rescind the last month's motion to appoint Rebecca Fredette as youth director.
I'll make a motion that we rescind the appointment of Rebecca.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you. You know her? Yeah, I know you know the family. She did call me last week, and she's the one that gave me a recommendation for the next person. That second person called me too. If there's no questions, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now I would like a motion to approve Charlene Sample as youth director.
You have an idea who specifically this person would be working with?
Wow.
Are there
Certainly
members of the
you-
village, or the two villages, or the town, or the?
Each village has their own youth director. Am I right, Sarah? Jan?
Jan does softball.
Okay.
Kim McGoldrick does basketball. Charlene would do soccer and swimming.
Okay,
So
but she's
she's
like the
kinda like-
overall director,
Overall for
Okay.
those 2 seasons.
yes.
Okay. Is there any existing coordination between those people and the
Yes.
person we know?
Yes,
There is.
they have meetings. Linda comes in often, she has in the past, to see Jane, as far as knowing what's in the budget, what we can buy for the youth, things like that, so. The confidential secretary here has a lot of interacting with the youth director, okay?
I'll make a motion that we appoint Charlene Sample
Thank
to
you.
the post of
Youth director,
youth recreation director.
okay? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions or concerns? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Either you or Julie or Sarah get a note out to Sharon and that.
I can do that.
Julie's already got a couple other ones to do.
Okay, I'll do Char, because I have Rebecca already done.
Okay.
I'll just,
Okay. You have your dog control officer's report for the month. We did the public hearing already. Alan, superintendent highway report, what do you got on?
We're still drawing sand. I figured another good week, we should be pretty much wrapped up with sand. Village Ross Point done. I got the village Champlain to do, and we still got maybe another 100 loads to bring here. We'll be done.
About 3-4 days work
Yeah,
for ourselves.
we'll get other work to do to catch up for the winter, but we should be done another week with sand.
Good.
We'll have close to 500 loads in our building.
Wow.
Well, we ran very close last spring, okay? Now that he's got more, we probably won't need it. We'll use it,
It's all right, it's like money in the bank. It's not gonna spoil us.
okay? Anything else, Alan? I can't think of anything. Just the routine stuff? Okay. Okay, you got Kaylee's report, Kaylee Mills, dog control officer.
You didn't read that email report.
Okay. This is for the water bills?
Yes.
We need to approve the pre-billing for the water, quarterly water bills. I did mention to Julie about the one that came in late today. You took care of that in the morning?
Yep.
Mhm.
And this also will reflect the sorry,
No,
no, it won't,
no, because that's EDU, this is water.
just water, got it.
Yes. Yep.
So these numbers I'm seeing are based upon actual usage.
Yes.
Okay. I have a motion to approve pre-billing of the water bills. Yeah, we'll speak up at once.
I'll make a motion, we approve the pre-bill water bill report.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any question on the water bills? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? That's also carried. You got your vouchers, your abstract bills to pay. Oh, you don't need a motion on those. Right?
Post on it.
Post audit, you don't need. We do need a motion to approve the monthly bills. Could I have a motion, please? Pretty self-explanatory.
I'll make a motion to pay the monthly expenditures.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried, thank you.
We got,
Okay, go ahead.
that's one of them.
Yeah.
Sewer project disbursement approval number 17, Brandon Construction. This is the final bill for $8,686.47.
This, you said final bill, so that means the sewer project is completed?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
We need to discuss that in a second. Okay, go ahead.
Brandon's portion is completed.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the bill for Brandon Construction. Sewer project.
What number is that, Julie?
approval number 17.
Add that to your motion.
Yes. Number 17.
You need a second.
Go ahead.
You don't need a second.
Oh, you need a second for that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
This is sewer project disbursement approval number 18 for Bernier and Carr for $6,697.58 and Bernier and Carr for $2,828.54.
have a motion?
That's for the sewer project, you said? The sewer? Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
make a motion
number 18.
to pay, number 18.
Yes.
Bernier and Carr
Get them all.
for the amount specified.
You're right. Thank you. I got a second, did I on that?
Not yet.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Now, this is CCWD Restoration Disbursement number 13. Freedom Fence, 9230. Lowe's for pavers, 143.28. John Cooper, 1,215.50. Charles Wells, 727.50.
Okay, this, go ahead, Sarah.
This was already done, we've been already paid for it. So, and it was part of a previous abstract, so it's just filling in the paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
You lost me, we already approved this
We've already been paid by EFC
for that,
for that, yes.
okay. So the
But
money-
it was already part of,
This is upfront money that we paid when work was done or bought,
yes,
and we applied for it, got it,
yes,
the paperwork's gotta be on
yes.
that. That money come out of the water project. Okay?
Yeah,
What's the number?
13.
I'll make a motion that we pay for bill number 13 for the restoration, is that correct?
Yes.
And for all the amounts specified to the party specified.
Thank you.
Second.
One more. CCWD Restoration Disbursement number 14. Upstate Concrete, $294.50. Dupree Feed for grass seed, $6.74. Ace Hardware, $3.99. Shazy Hardware, $7.60. John Cooper, $3,325. Charles Wells, $1,995.
And this is pretty much the same thing. We've already paid it through an abstract, we've been paid, now the paperwork's just following through.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion on that one? Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Jason?
what's the number?
14.
I'll make a motion to pay bill number 14 for the restoration project to include all of the specified individuals and firms and the amounts. Oh,
Thank you.
Second.
Do I have a second on that one?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you. Sarah, you wanna address the transfer of funds if we need to?
Since Brandon is the final bill of 8,000 some odd dollars, we have not received our payment from sewer yet,
Mistake.
from the state, and that's like 210,000. And last month we transferred 4,000, and we were expecting the 210 to come in. It has not. Brandon has submitted their final bill of 8,000. They have called a few times, they would like their money. So I'm requesting that we transfer money from general to sewer, so I am able to pay them that 8,000. And then things are in the works for sewer. The sewer payment, I've called several times, we've got Corey on top of it. I'm hoping that money hits soon.
That was submitted June 18th, I think.
Yes,
Here we're almost 4 months later.
yes.
We have not got it, but it's not unusual with the state. Anyways, I would like a motion to approve 8,000 even, or is it,
No, it's
86,
8,600.
86, yeah, 86.
you got the exact amount there?
86, 86, 47.
Thank you. I'd like a motion to approve transferring of funds for that amount of money to pay the bill. When we get reimbursed, it goes back into our general fund.
Correct.
Okay?
I'll make a motion that we approve the movement of $8,686.47 from the general fund into the sewer fund in order to pay an outstanding bill.
Thank you,
I'll second that.
thank you. Any questions? You all understand what we're doing? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, myself, okay. I cannot think of anything else, for the general, board meeting. We do need to discuss the budget at 8, we can start a little early if we want to. We do need an executive session. I expect Rick Hunter here around 8:15 at a soccer game, pertaining to a contract that we need to address. So, I'd like just a motion to adjourn the regular board meeting and go to the public budget workshop.
I'll move that we,
We'll have an executive session after the budget workshop for the purpose of addressing our contract. Okay? I have a motion to go, closing the public meeting
I'll make a motion that we close our public meeting.
and open the budget workshop, which is open to the public.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Get a more
Yeah,
response, I
I'll
should
get
have.
it. Yeah, I'll get it. Thank you. And motion for that, did
Yeah.
they approved it? Thank you.